This one's going to be one of my favorite tech tips that I can ever show you, and I'm super excited about it. For today's oh my gosh. Today's tech tip, we're going to be going over to change our Ethereum wallet to an actual human readable name, okay? So notice over here, I'm at the app.ens.domains place. Now, this is where you can buy Web3 usernames. So think of this of like when you're buying websites back in the year 2000. You wanted a website that wasn't an IP address, so you wanted something that was readable to the human mind, like apple.com, okay? Instead of 192.1643. Anyway, you get the drift. You want something readable. So if you look at my wallet up here in the corner, that's actually a O. O, X, capital B, 47, and the rest is dotted out. But boy, we could go get it by going over to the Blockchain Explorer, view on the Explorer. We can go check this thing out. Look at that address. Can anybody read that at all? Honestly, how are you going to memorize that? So I'm going to show you how to change that address so it points to a name that you can go ahead and read like a normal human being, okay? So let's go back over to the app that I have here. This is the app that you're going to use to do that. Now, you'll notice trying to find a lot of these names are not available because they've been taken by somebody else. So we're going to try to type in some names. And since this is a test account wallet that I use sometimes, or video wallet, we're going to type in test account. That's definitely registered. So let's type in test wallet. Definitely registered. So how about digital test? Perfect. So this is going to be our digital test wallet. So in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and click on digital test. And when you register these are just like a domain name for .coms. You register for them for a period of time. Now you have a registration fee, which is like $5 a year or something like that. It's 0.0031 Ethereum. And then you have the gas fee that you're going to be paying on top of that. So it's really fairly cheap. Keep in mind, if you try to get a 3-letter one or a 4-letter one, those fees are a lot steeper per year. The 3-letter one's $640 a year, and the 4-letter one's like $120 a year. Anyway, so do a longer one. And right now, gas is super cheap. So let's just say I want to register this for 3 years, okay? I am going to use it as my primary name. Some people have a lot of these, so they don't want to set it as their primary name. People buy and sell these just like they do websites and things like that. And maybe I can show you that in a whole other video. But let's just say if you're going to go get a name like your own first name. So if I tried to get Brandon, I couldn't get it. Like nobody's going to sell it to me. Like it's not available. I've tried. I've tried. It's not available. You can't get it. I think Sam.eth sold for 100 Ethereum last year and a couple other things that were absolutely crazy. Anyway, so you can buy this with the Ethereum in your wallet. So we're going to register this thing for 0.0123 ETH. We're going to go next. We can add a profile picture here. So let's go ahead and do that. Now you can select an NFT, which you already own or something if you're into NFTs, or you can just upload an image from your computer. Remind you, this costs just a touch more to do. But it's kind of cool because then this profile picture will appear in the top corner of this website and some other ones that actually integrate it into their websites. It's pretty dope. So I found this picture of a little eyeball that I'm going to use. It's cool. It looks digital, whatever. I'm just going to put it in there. We're going to go ahead and sign and upload this. It's not going to cost anything right now, but I think it adds a little bit to the gas later when we finalize this transaction. And so we're going to go next on this. Now, this is the complicated part. So back when these things were minting out like crazy, you had to wait 60 seconds. And sometimes in that 60 seconds, somebody else would register it because they started the timer sooner. So this requires you have to wait. So you'll begin this transaction. You'll have to wait 60 seconds, and then you can go ahead and buy it. So it gives that 60-second window to make sure somebody else hasn't started registering this domain first. Anyway, it's a whole thing. So let's go ahead and begin that timer. And to begin that timer, we're going to have to open the wallet again. This opens up our MetaMask wallet. We're going to confirm that it's 45 cents just to start this timer. Okay. And as you can see, we can go ahead and close that, but it's going to start our timer here. So now we're going to have to wait a few seconds until this thing actually processes. Okay, we got like 5 seconds left. Now, this also puts a note in here that says you cannot register, you have not registered your name until you finish the second transaction. So we're going to do that now. Go ahead and finish. We're going to register this thing for 3 years, open up the wallet. This is going to pull up our wallet, and this shows the gas, and it's like $19 because it's $5 a year plus the gas fee. And I think there's a little fee, because the $15 goes to the ENS DAO. Anyway, regardless, we're going to confirm that transaction. It is going to go through here shortly, and then let me show you the magic of what that looks like. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So we could go ahead and register another name if we wanted to, but right now, here is our digital test. I am going to go over here and I'm going to do one thing because I think this is frustrating. The new way that they have ENS, they do this automatically. So we're going to view the name, and let me just show you what I'm going to do. Here's our name, digital test. This is our primary name. As you can see, it appears up here in the right-hand corner now instead of the wallet. So now when you connect to any sites such as nodemarket.io, it will actually show your digital name instead of the crazy OX numbers that you saw before. Furthermore, this is actually pretty cool. This uploaded automatically as my avatar. We are going to go over here and we're going to go to permissions. We're going to go to more. I'm going to unwrap this. I don't want it wrapped right now. There's reasons to wrap it, but I just don't want it wrapped. So I'm going to unwrap this, and you do not have to do this step at all. But I just don't want this thing wrapped because it looks a lot better to me on OpenSea when it's unwrapped, and not that that matters much at all or anything like that, but it just looks a little bit better. So I'm going to unwrap that. Also, then there's only one version of it instead of the 721 version and the 1155 version. I don't know why, but I don't need it wrapped for any reason, so I'm going to unwrap that right now. There is so much more that you can do with these names now when you actually have this thing set as your digital ENS and your digital.eth name. But we'll have to dive into that in another video because it's just too much, honestly, just too much. We can add Bitcoin to be received through this ENS name, like so much, not into your MetaMask, so don't get confused here. Anyway, so much that you can actually do. You can actually create this once it's wrapped and make it its own wallet, which is really cool too. But so much to go through there. Now, the other thing that is really cool, so when you go do purchases, buy, sells and stuff, instead of this weird address up here, you're going to actually see your digital identity now. Look at this on the blockchain. So instead of that weird address that you saw before a second ago, before I refreshed, now you'll see this. And obviously it does pull that up. Let me disable this Monaco for this page here. It does show your actual address under it, but if you wanted somebody to go ahead and send you Ethereum now or any other token, guess what? They can use this digital test.eth address. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to open up a different wallet. This is my Warcraft wallet. Okay, and you can see that if you go over to view that on the Explorer, you can see that this wallet is the Warcraft wallet from Warcraft, send out things. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and we are going to go open that back up, and I am going to send some Ethereum to digital test.eth. So now I don't actually have to even use the address, the old address, and it actually pulls up so you can kind of verify it if you want the last 4. But I'm going to send this to digital test.eth. Boom. So let's just say I want to send a little Ethereum. I have 0.25 in there. Let's send 0.03 Ethereum. And I'm going to go ahead and hit next. It's 21 cents. That's super cheap. So this is going to send from Warcraft to digital test.eth instead of from OX674327721 to 076. You know, you get the point, okay? It just makes things a lot easier and a lot more transparent. And when you're looking at things, it just cleans things up so nicely. So I'm sending from warcraft.eth over to digital test.eth, and we're going to see how that looks on the blockchain when that happens. So it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and refresh this page. So as you can see, from warcraft.eth to digital test.eth, 0.03. Wha-bam! So cool. Anyway, I think that's really cool so that you don't have to mess around with weird numbers anymore. Now it says digital test.eth up here and everything. And it just looks so much cleaner. Let's see if things are updated over on OpenSea really quickly so you can actually see what this .eth name looks like. As you can see, I'm connected with Warcraft right now, and it has my like Warcraft. I don't know if any of you guys have played World of Warcraft or heard of it, but it's actually a pretty good .eth name. So someday, hopefully it'll be worth a bunch too, because people like wait and they buy these things and resell them. I was really into that back in the day. Anyway, so let's go over to OpenSea and see how that looks. Okay, so I pulled up my OpenSea account, and as you can see, I own digitaltest.eth. I can actually list this for sale if I wanted to sell this to somebody. Nobody's going to buy it because they didn't even register it. You can see that I minted it not that long ago. I airdropped it from the ENS DAO. As you can see, there's other names people are trying to sell. This is fake world. This is not 10 ETH. This is WOR number 1D. Don't fall for fake letters in these .ens names if you're ever going to go buy one. As you can see, this is fake PLA. This isn't player. This is P number 1. Anyway, usernames are really a high commodity. So like people in gaming and stuff. Anyway, so you could list this for sale. As you can see, there's not an image here like these ones down here yet because it takes a while to refresh. We could actually try to refresh that and see if it works or anything by refreshing the metadata. I don't think it will. Usually it still takes like 10 to 15 minutes on a fresh mint to actually show the ENS background and things like that. So let's go over here and refresh it and see if that worked. Oh, it did. It worked. Look at that. It has my avatar and everything in there. Digitaltest.eth. Whoa, bam. So cool. Anything that showed up really nicely. I really like it. Ha! That's the image that I put in there. So hopefully that was a good video, and hopefully you guys understood everything in there. I think that kind of sums up a lot of the basics that you can do with how to get a .eth name to make your wallet look like something normal instead of the 42 character hexadecimal address that you normally see. If you want more tech tip videos just like this one, go ahead and go to nickblacknext.com, put in your name and email, and we'll get you all this goodies and more. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you have more questions, let me know. We'll see you in the next one.